Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Hope you're having a great day. I am on my way to the spa today. That's right, the spa. Unfortunately not for me, but it's going to be for this lovely van that I'm driving today that has over 205,000 miles on it, and it's time for its spa treatment, its oil treatment today. Yep, that's right, I'm going in for an oil change. I was setting up my time online and ran across some, I thought, pretty funny things about how life experiences a lot of times are like an oil change, and what lessons can we learn from an oil change. So if that interests you and you want to hear more about that, and I hope you do, stick around. Well, there's a little bit of a line here at the spa today, but I still think I'll stay around and wait. Shouldn't take too long. It's definitely quicker these days than it used to be back in the day, back in the early days of my driving, when, and some of you will remember this, when you had to go to a place like this, drop your car off, go sitting down in a horrible waiting room where they had those magazines from 20 years ago, and you'd wait an hour or two for them to change your oil. Now you just drive up to a place like this, you stay in your car while they're doing it, and it only takes 10-15 minutes. So it shouldn't be too much longer here. The only thing I hate is when they're trying to upsell you while you're in there getting your oil changed. You know, they'll look at your windshield wipers and say, wow, those things came over on the ark. Do you want some $86 windshield wipers? Or we got some bulbs that we see that are out in your tail lights. We'll give you a deal. They're only $96 a piece today. Yeah, well, I always say no to those things, but they are going to try to sell me some light bulbs today or some windshield wipers. I'm pretty sure of that. I will say that I don't fear a whole lot of things, but I guess one of the things I do fear is somebody that's working on your car, especially if you got a car like mine that's in its teen years and has many thousands and thousands of miles. And that statement, while we were under there working on your vehicle, we found ... You know, that's not what you want to hear. So we're going to keep our fingers crossed today that everything goes smoothly here at the spa. I wonder if they can clean the inside of my windshield. Man, that is horrendous. Way to go, Chris. All right, got finished up there at the van spa. Wasn't too bad. Actually, it was really good. From the time they started until I drove away, only 9 minutes. I timed them. I mean, that's amazing. 9 minutes from start to finish. So, way to go to the folks there at the van spa today. As I was sitting there, I was thinking that it's funny that, you know, my van gets a good checkup like every 5,000 miles. And for me personally, I don't know if I've had a good checkup for my physical body since I tried out for the 8th grade golf team back in the 1980s. So yeah, that's probably not a good thing. But anyway, I came over here to a nice quiet spot and thought I'd talk to you just for a few minutes as I referred to how an oil change has some life lessons that can go along with it. And so I just jotted down some things that I was reading online today, and I thought they were something that maybe would encourage you today and would you know, help you to have a positive outlook today. The first lesson that you can learn from an oil change is that maintenance is definitely cheaper than repair. Now, an oil change today is not cheap. If you've gotten an oil change recently, you know that, I mean, it's anywhere from $75 to $150 for an oil change. And that's a lot of money. But my mechanic told me that if you don't do an oil change every, 7,500 miles, something like that, then you can really mess up your engine, and then you're looking at a $5,000-6,000 purchase to get a new engine. So it's kind of like a life lesson when you think about how if we don't take maintenance on ourselves, and again, I'm having to say this to myself too, we've got to do maintenance on ourselves, and not just our physical bodies, but also mentally and emotionally. We've got to take some maintenance there and do some maintenance, because if we don't, and we don't spend the time maintaining what we've been given, then it could end up being a real problem, and it could cost us thousands and thousands of dollars instead of that $75 maintenance fee. So while I was sitting there and they were changing the oil in my van, this is what it looked like when they were taking the old oil out so that they could put the new oil in. And you can see there where they were just draining out all that nasty old oil. And the life lesson here is that sometimes we hold on to a lot of the old stuff from our past, and it messes with whether or not we can move forward and have a good future. So let me encourage you today, if you're holding on to something and you're struggling with something that happened years ago or maybe decades ago, because some of us do, maybe it's a good day to drain out all that old stuff and time to put in some good new stuff. And seems like if you do that, you sure do run more effectively and more smoothly. So I guess I'll mention one last thing, because I can hear some of your voices kind of screaming at me through the camera, and you're saying things like, I don't understand all these things that are going on, the circumstances of my life, the negativity of my life, all these things that are going on in my life, and I don't understand all of it, so there's not really anything I can do to take care of it right now. To which I would say, you don't have to understand everything in life before you take care of it. You see, I didn't understand everything about my oil change today. I don't understand what viscosity means. I don't understand what is it, OW30, 10W30 weight oil? Is it synthetic, conventional? I don't understand all those terms and terminology when it comes to an oil change, but I don't have to understand all of it. I just have to take my van to the van spa and let them change the oil. So maybe this video is for some of you that are dealing with some really heavy things going on in your life today, and the circumstances are weighing you down, and you might think, well, there's really nothing I can do about it because I don't understand all of it. But maybe there is, because you don't have to understand all of it to take care of yourself. And maybe you need to turn off some negative voices today, and maybe you just need to get around some people that will encourage you. And maybe today, I don't know, maybe I've been the one to encourage you, and I hope so. If you like this video, I hope you'll like by pushing the thumbs up button, and I hope you'll subscribe to the channel, because every once in a while I'll get a thought like this and share some deep, meaningful conversation. But isn't it odd that it all came at the expense of an oil change? I hope you have a great day. We'll see you in the next video.